everyone, and welcome back again. So for today's class, we're going to be going over foam rolling. Just as I mentioned in the beginning of this course, you will need access to a foam roller. If you have not already purchased one, I would suggest finding one either at somewhere like Walmart or a sporting store, or just finding access to a gym or facility that have foam rollers so that you can participate in this class and our next upcoming classes as well. So to start off, a foam roller, you see them behind me here, there's a variety of different sizes and shapes. It's known as a myofascia release tool. So that's kind of the technical term. But fascia is the kind of the tissue that encapsulates our muscles. And these foam rollers here roll out those tissues, that fascia. And when you do that, you send a signal to your brain to help relax that part of the body. So when you're rolling out the muscle, you're rolling out the body, you send a message to your brain, says, hey, relax that quad muscle or whatever you're rolling. And that helps for many different reasons, but it definitely helps with mobility, flexibility, and range of motion. There's been many different studies that have helped prove this. Along with that, foam rolling, along with relaxing the body and improving the range of motion, flexibility, and mobility, the foam roller also helps to produce circulation throughout the body, wherever you're foam rolling. And this in turn helps with oxygenating the body in that area. So when you produce new blood flow in the area, you in turn get new oxygenated blood. And it also helps with releasing or removing toxins from the body. So toxins are often built up after we work out. A common one is called lactic acid. You may have heard that before. And that gets built up in the body, and it's important to find ways to help release it. And the foam roller does just that. So those are just a couple of really beneficial uses of the foam roller. And next up, we're kind of just gonna go over the variety and different foam rollers that are available. So as you can see, we'll start with this one here. This one is textured. It has ridges and different bumps on it. And this is gonna be a little bit more intense than just a foam roller that's straight, such as this one here. So this one here is just a foam, kind of a foam that's a little bit flexible. You could kind of push on it. It's a little bit more lightweight. And this is kind of gonna be your starter foam roller. So this is gonna apply the least amount of pressure on your body. And when you start to go up into different types of textures, so as you can see here, this one is not foam, and this one's gonna be a lot harder on the body, so it's gonna put a lot more force and pressure on the area that you're rolling. So I would say start with a lightweight foam roller and kind of work your way up, because we never want pain. And if it is painful while you are foam rolling, it's gonna be harder to allow that area to relax, right? So you wanna find a foam roller that even though it's a little bit uncomfortable, you're able to still relax as you're foam rolling. So as you can see here, this one has some ridges and some bumps. This is gonna be a little bit more trigger point, so it's gonna get into those muscles a little bit deeper, opposed to this one, same as this one here. So this one is much more firm of a material. This one has a little bit of flexibility. So this one's gonna be about a medium strength. I would say this one's the softest, this one's kind of a medium, and this one's gonna be the hardest pressure. So again, pick a foam roller that serves your body. You do wanna be able to relax, even though it's gonna be a little bit uncomfortable. All right, so with that, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So there's many different ways you can use a foam roller. So we're gonna break it up into upper body and lower body, as well as some back. So today we're gonna be starting with the upper body. So go ahead and get your foam roller. You can lay your mat out. And then we're gonna begin just on our backs with our foam roller. We're gonna start with some work for our neck, so kind of a massage for our neck. Just put that foam roller under your head, almost like it's a pillow. Move these out of the way. So here we are with the foam roller underneath our neck. And I just want you to bring your chin to your chest and then point your nose up towards the sky. And just keep going. We're gonna go for about 20 seconds here, but you can really do foam rolling as long as it feels comfortable for you. You can do it 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, depending on how many different areas of the body you're working. So we'll get a couple more times here. Just up and down, massaging the back of the head here. Good. And let's go ahead and release. So we're going to keep the foam roller where it's at. We're just going to move our nose side to side. So again, massaging the back of the neck there. A lot of the times, maybe we don't realize we still have muscles around our skull area and around our neck. So we need to try to release those areas and let those areas relax too. Keep going side to side. Our head is constantly being held up all day long, so those muscles need a little bit of relief sometimes. So that's what we're doing here today. Just look side to side, a couple more times. It should feel pretty good. I really enjoy this one. Very good. And last one. Good. So you should feel that massage on the back of the neck. Again, hopefully it felt pretty good. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move to the back of the shoulder here, right underneath the armpit. So to start off, I want you to come onto your left hip and reach your arm over the foam roller. The foam roller should be underneath your left armpit as you come down, okay? So go ahead and bring your body fully on the foam roller, just as I am here. Bend your legs and your knees so that you have a little bit of, you're able to move your body up, back and forth a little bit. So keep that arm reached out, and I want you to just roll up and down, okay? I don't want you to collapse onto the foam roller. Stay lifted, and it might be a little tender. So it should feel a little bit of tenderness there as you roll out that area. So we won't do this one as long, we'll do about 10 seconds. But always go longer or shorter if you need, whatever your body needs. Good. A couple more rolls. Getting into the back of the shoulder, the posterior shoulder there. And release. Nice. I'm just gonna roll over to the other side so I can stay facing you. We're now on our right hip. Foam roller goes underneath our armpit. Right arm goes over the top. Keep those legs bent so that you can help move your body up and down, and just find that spot and roll back and forth. So you should feel like you're on a muscle. You should not feel like you're directly into the armpit, right underneath the armpit. All right, keep it going. Couple rocks and rolls, just a few more seconds. And again, adjust the time. If you have more time today, I would say maybe try a little bit extra. Good. And release. Go ahead and use your opposite hand to help you up. So you should feel a little bit of like you just massaged the back of the arms there. Hopefully it felt pretty good. We're gonna keep it going, and we're gonna roll onto our belly as we get our chest area here. So come on to the stomach, and I want you to put this foam roller right underneath that, almost where the crease is at between your armpit and your chest. Arm goes straight out, and you're just gonna go rocking and rolling in that area. This might feel a little bit of tenderness as well, and that's okay. Put as much pressure as feels comfortable for you. Couple more seconds. Good, and let's go ahead and switch sides. Just roll the foam roller over to the other side. You could stay on your mat. You could come off your mat as well if it feels like it's uncomfortable or hard to navigate on the mat. Let's go ahead and go about 10 seconds on this side. Good. And release. Very good. We're gonna go to the outside of the shoulder now. We did the back of the shoulder, so now we're going right on the outside. I'm gonna start on my left hip. Foam roller goes on the outside of the arm there. This one's a little bit awkward, kind of hard, a little bit more challenging to move in, but just do what you can today. And after you practice a little bit more and more, it should get easier. So you're just rolling on the outsides of the shoulder there. A couple more breaths, a couple more seconds, and we'll switch sides. Good, and release. Go ahead and roll to the other side or just switch sides. We're gonna bring that foam roller to the outside of our right shoulder. Same thing, just rock and rolling. Doing some self-care. Always think of it as self-care. Maybe that'll make it a little bit more comfortable. Good, a couple more breaths, couple more seconds. Good. And release. Very good. So next muscle we're gonna move on to is our tricep. That's the back of our arm there. And the easiest way to do it is I'll start on my left side. Similar to when we were working the posterior shoulder, the back of the shoulder, we're gonna reach our arm over the top, but we're just gonna put the foam roller on our tricep, on the back of our arm here. Use your opposite hand to kind of help you stay up and just roll the back of the arm there. If you maybe did triceps in your workout regimen lately, this may be a little bit tough, but again, it's really beneficial to help that soreness be released from the body, get that lactic acid out. There have been studies that show that foam rolling decreases the post-exercise soreness, something called DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. So foam rolling actually helps to not be so sore after your workouts. And release. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Same thing, putting the foam roller on the back of the tricep. Use your opposite hand to help just roll out that tricep. Remember to breathe, right? Maybe a little bit uncomfortable. You might tense up the body, hold the breath. Try not to do that. That's gonna be harder for your body to relax. Breathe, long, deep breaths. A couple more breaths here, a couple more seconds. Good, and release. Good. So we got the back of the arm. Now we're gonna get to the bicep, which is right here in the front of the arm. The easiest way to do that is again on the belly. Similar to how we did the chest, we're gonna reach our arm out, but we're gonna put that foam roller just on our bicep here, okay? And try to stay away from the joints. You don't wanna foam roll the joint, so try to stay away from there. Just go up to your shoulder to just before the joint, all along that bicep there. So you really should try to feel it in that bicep. Make sure it's in the right spot. Just rock and roll and breathe. Good, a couple more breaths, a couple more seconds. Good, and release. Just go ahead and switch sides. Moving to the bicep of the other arm. Remember to try to, you could angle your thumb down a little bit and that will kind of help you get to the bicep. And try to just stay on the bicep. Try not to go further past the joint and try not to get into the chest. Breathe. A couple more breaths, a couple more seconds. Good, and release. So the last one we're gonna do today, part of the upper body series, is we're gonna get into our forearms. And one of the easiest ways to do this, I'll do it from the side here, is just coming onto your knees, bring the foam roller right behind your forearms, and we're just rolling out and in. And that way you can kind of rotate your wrist to get into different areas of your forearms. If for any reason your forearms were tight, maybe you were doing some kind of exercise like farmer carries where you're holding weight in your hands for a long period of time, maybe your forearms got tight. So that's a good time to foam roll them. Getting into any areas that feel a little bit tender, try to roll them out. Again, we don't want to feel pain. Uncomfortable, of course, but no pain. Couple more breaths, couple more seconds. Good, and release. Great. So that wraps up today's class. We're gonna break up this foam rolling into a couple different sequences. So the next sequence, again, we're gonna do lower body, and after that, we're gonna do back. So feel free to incorporate the movements that you're learning with this foam roller in your own practice. They're good for warming up the body before you begin to exercise or sport, and they're also really good to do after a workout. So they could be done before or after, which is really a great thing about foam rolling. All right, we'll learn more in our next class, and I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.